Very pleased to be joined by a good friend of CKNX Junior Hockey and the general manager of the Mount Forest Patriots, Josh Kiel. Keeler, how are you, man? How was your summer?
Good, man. Good. Can't complain. What about yourself?
It was good. I'm excited for hockey to be back, and here we are. It's early September, and we're talking Mount Forest Patriots hockey. What could be better, man?
Oh, there's absolutely nothing better. It's going to be an exciting year. Teams keep on getting more competitive year in and year out, and the best part about our division, the Pollock division, I can't speak on um, any other division, but we've got 8 committed organizations that truly want to ice a competitive team, and that's what makes it so tough in the playoffs every single year. So it's going to be exciting. It's exciting every single year. So
Absolutely. It's, hey, for my money, it's the toughest division in the league, and it's so much fun to cover it for that reason exactly. And we saw that come to a head in the final last year. And obviously, I know you guys were disappointed to not win another title after a pretty dominant run for the Patriots over a number of years, coming up just short against that Barons team in an epic 7-game series. I don't think anybody's going to forget anytime soon. 67 points, second in the division, and a great playoff run. As you look back on last year, a lot to be proud of, Josh.
yeah, very proud of the team and the organization. Like we were right there in Game 7, lost by a goal. While LeBlanc had the puck alone in the slot in overtime of Game 6 as well, and Hartley came up with a big save, and that's hockey, right? Like at the end of the day, you could be as disappointed as you want to be, but sometimes the hockey gods are in your favor, and sometimes they're not. And that series came down to a couple bounces here or there. Both teams were very strong teams, and put up a good fight, but you just come up short. But I'm proud of the group that we iced, and you know what, we got a lot of kids returning from last year's team that they want, like, revenge isn't a great word, but they want to be back there. They want another opportunity at the Pollock division title against whoever it may be. And It's going to be exciting to see how these 42 games unfold.
Absolutely. And I, on that note, we usually always like to start these off with who's not going to be back from last year's squad. And I mean, you kind of keyed in on a pretty big name there, obviously, in a guy like Brody LeBlanc, who was amazing through the playoffs, but also had one of the best regular seasons I think we've ever seen in league history, period. I mean, it's not very often that a kid comes through and scores 50 goals or 100 points, but to do them both, I mean, it was just incredible to watch. Obviously, he's a guy that you can't really replace, and I'm sure you guys are really going to miss what he brought to the ice, because boy, was he ever exciting.
Oh, he was one of the most exciting junior C hockey players I've ever got to watch, and I was fortunate enough I got to watch it every single night that we played. And on top of it, not only is he a great hockey player, but he's a great human being as well. And he was the leader of our team, and he's going to be he won't be replaceable. But At the end of the day, we got it's just like every team. Like players come and go, and you got to fill holes and roles and points, and you just got to keep moving forward. But we wish Brody all the best in his future with the Durham Thundercats. So.
Yeah, I know he's excited to get into senior, and I mean, that kid, he's got young legs. He's going to be terrifying some older guys in that league for a few years, man. Let me tell you, that'll
Yeah.
be a lot of fun for Durham fans.
Yeah.
I want to ask you as well. Obviously, there are a couple other notable departures from last year's squad. Who else is not going to be back this year?
Well, basically we had Jack McConey, who we brought in from Alliston at the trade deadline. He obviously aged out. Seth Hugen, he went back up to junior B. He's playing with the Kamoka Kings again this year, so he has departed. Um, Keegan Detweiler, he's going to school in Peterborough. That makes it pretty tough to do that, and he's focusing on lacrosse, so which is good. And then also we would have uh, Sorry, dude, I'm drawing a blank here. But anyways, at the end of the day, we had very little turnover. Besides the OAs, obviously, Detweiler is we have to fill his role as well. He had a good rookie season, so so we're in actually a really good spot with the lack of turnover that we had, because we only had 3 overagers last year. We only had 3 drop down players, so we're in a really good spot here moving forward.
Well, and that certainly is reflected when you look at your roster from last year. Obviously, Brody LeBlanc led your team in scoring, but then you had 2 rookies and another guy up front that were 2, 3, 4 on your team in scoring, and that was Matt McClellan, Jackson Gowell, and Will Lewis, who all had excellent seasons, and all of them were point per game players. Obviously, it's great to be able to bring guys like that back into the fold for another strong roster.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what, Jackson, Maddie stepping in a first year as rookies and performing like they did is only going to help them be better this year, because now they know what to expect coming in. They can be better prepared. They're going to be better hockey players. It's you get better every single year, and I expect some big things from those 2 guys. And then you got Will Lewis, right? He's got a couple years experience with air in the GOJHL. Stepped right into our lineup, put up good points. We expect him to make a even bigger jump this year, because believe it or not, it is an adjustment coming down to junior C hockey. So he is going to be more prepared for this upcoming season as well. So I'm excited to see what that trio can do this year.
In terms of other notable returnees from last year's squad, who else is going to be back wearing the green, yellow, and white?
Yeah, so we've got a lot of returning players, to be honest with you. But some notables. You name the first 3 notables. We have our whole entire decor coming back as well, and so that's a plus. And that decor has been together for a few years now. So this will be the second year of this decor together, which is huge. And then the big one is Marshall Nichols is returning between the pipes. So it's going to be nice to have him for a full season, right from the get go, which is going to be huge. And then we got our assistant captain coming back, Reed Caswell. Our fiery little Reed Caswell, grinder. Yeah, he's a good kid too. So yeah, we're in a great spot. Everybody outside of a couple kids due to school that were eligible to come back, which is nice.
Yeah, it's great news. And I mean, that decor in particular, we know how playing defense is so important, particularly in the playoffs, and to bring back basically your entire group from last year that knows how to get things done. I mean, that's a massive advantage. And you look at the season that a guy like Austin Griffin had 36 points. I mean, he can do everything. He can play any way you want. Charlie McKenzie was huge for you. Aiden Doig, go down the list. You guys have a really stout looking decor with all of those guys coming back. Marshall Nichols was arguably the best goaltender in junior C hockey. I mean, the kid was just a monster last year. And, on that note, let's talk about some new faces on the team. And there's a pretty notable one, a kid from the town who is a Sutherland Cup champion. Pretty big deal to get a guy to come in and play for the Patriots this year. Tell us a little bit about the addition of a pretty big star player, I would say.
Yeah, we officially signed Luke Uhrig, who was a Sutherland Cup champion with the Listowel Cyclones last year, and I believe he was the MVP of the Sutherland Cup too, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and local kid, he put up over a point per game in the GOJHL. We expect him to perform very, very well in our league and represent Mount Forest in the community. It's going to be huge. On top of that, we actually signed his little brother too, Tyson Uhrig, 16-year-old defenseman. So we're excited to get the Uhrigs back into our system, because Luke actually started as a 16-year-old. He played about a quarter of a season with the Pass before going up to Elmira to start his GOJHL career. So he's kind of come full circle, which is nice to see that these kids want to come back when the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, it's really cool. It says a lot about the organization in the town, and obviously, we grew pretty close with Luke covering that great Listowel team, and to have him come back is a huge addition. And getting his little brother in there too, it's going to be great seeing the Urigs there. And I wonder too as well, just with Marshall coming back, who's going to be in the crease with him, sharing some minutes.
Yeah, so we signed Drew Cribben. So another getting the Cribbins back into the organization. So Drew thoroughly impressed us last year. Unfortunately, we had other plans, but he worked hard last season and came back, and he didn't even have to force our hand. Like we just saw right off the bat in spring skate. We're like, you know what, this kid can do it, and so we committed to him like very early. So so he's excited. We're excited. He's going to learn a lot from Marshall, and then hopefully he can take the step on taking over the crease when Marshall's gone next year. So
obviously a fun signing as well, and lots of history with that Cribben name. I've joked with them, and I think I've joked with you before, Josh, eventually, all these Cribbens, the family's going to ask you to build a statue or something, man. This is a lot of Cribben action here in Mount Forest, man. But I think the fans will be really excited about having another Cribben in the fold. And you talked a little bit about when we were speaking about Luke Gehrig, about guys wanting to come back and guys that really value the franchise. And you could definitely say that that's very true of your coaching staff, who did an amazing job last year. I mean, Mike Orr has been a fixture back there for a long time now, one of the best guys in hockey. And then Zach Coulter, Dean Nixon, and Troy Weber, three Warriors who played a lot of hard minutes, did a lot of winning for the Patriots. It's pretty incredible to have a great coaching staff. Yeah, that's important. But to have all those guys have such deep Mount Forest connections, it's pretty darn special.
yeah, it's awesome. Like they're just a phenomenal group of guys. I've been blessed in my junior career in management to always have good coaching staffs that's working alongside with me. And but this staff in particular is very special. Like they just the way they get along, how their personalities mesh, how the kids respond to what they're saying, the respect level that the kids have towards our coaching staff is something that I saw with Holden Lansink and Mitchell, right? And that's what you want to see. Like these kids are here, they're willing to learn, they're willing to listen, they're willing to do what they can to help this team win. And it all starts with the coaches. And we got a good group in there.
You absolutely do. And look, we're towards the end of the interview here, and there's a big thing I got to ask. But before I do that, I want to ask something else. You obviously mentioned one of your assistant captains returning. If it's been decided already, what's your leadership core look like on the ice this year?
It has actually not been decided completely yet. We are still trying to figure out what route we want to go here. Obviously, we have some returning assistant captains that were great leaders last year that are going to be leading our team again this year. And then, but I don't want to speak on behalf of the coaching staff. Obviously, I know what's going on, but I don't want to put that news out before the coaches are firm on everything. So we should have something firm this week. We just haven't told the kids yet. That's the biggest issue.
There you go. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, man. Okay. Well, with that out of the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, because I know he's going to listen to this. And if I don't mention his name, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble when I come to Mount Forest. How's the Sarge doing? How's Rob Nixon doing?
Oh, Robbie, he's doing awesome. He's a great person to work along with. His heart's in the right place. He gets things done. The kids absolutely love him. He's very well respected, not only within the Pat's organization, but within the community as well, being a police officer and stuff like that. He's just the hardest working retired guy. He's still working. He golfs a lot. He's just always busy. It's some nights when I'm trying to get a hold of him, I'm always talking to his daughter Gabby because he leaves his cell phone at home. So I just chat back and forth with Gabs trying to get permission to do something, right? So
Well, it might be time to just push him out of the way here and just let Gabby run things at this point then.
well, I think she pretty much does from the background. So I think she tells Rob
That's
exactly
good.
how to do things, and Gabs is definitely a very important piece to our puzzle here in Mount Forest.
That's good. Well, we all knew that, I think, and I just wanted to make sure I mentioned him because I know my first time this year at the Mount Forest Arena. If I didn't mention the Rob father on here, I'd be getting pushed over the railing. So I just wanted to make sure we got that out of the way. It's very important, Josh. You know
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
All right, man. Well, hey, I'm really excited for the upcoming season, as you guys all are. We're excited to get back to Mount Forest, one of our favorite rinks to go to, and we're excited to run into you and the rest of the staff, man. Thanks so much for doing this, and good luck this season.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. Oh, you forgot to give a shout out to Bridgie too, eh? He's gonna get you.
We got to give a shout out to our old buddy Bridgie. Him, I'm less scared of. I'm less scared of Bridgie than I
Yeah.
am of the Rob father. But yes, Scott Bridge. Yes, join the staff. It's gonna be fun.
Well, I
Good
appreciate
stuff.
it, buddy.
Absolutely great to talk to you, my friend. Thanks for doing this.
No worries. Have a good one.